Okay. This is Mary Ramirez, your recording clerk. This regular city council meeting of June 6, 2023 is being held with a quorum of City of Westlake Council physically in attendance at the Westlake Council Chambers, 4005 Seminole Pratt Whitney Road. Please allow me to confirm any speakers that are virtually present and available to speak. City Manager Kenneth Castle. Ken, can you hear us?
He's there. He's on mute.
You're muted, Ken, if you can hear us.
Maybe we circle back to Ken.
Okay, we also have Mr. Don Herring. Are you on the line?
Yes, ma'am, I am here.
Thank you. Please note, Councilwoman Vallejon is not physically or virtually present with us today. Public comments may be accepted prior to the meeting utilizing the electronic comment card available on the city's website. Public comments are also permitted at the appropriate time during the meeting. The mayor will call for such during a public comment, and you may participate at this time utilizing the system's virtual hand feature and waiting to be acknowledged. Please note this meeting is being recorded, both voice and video, and to remember your mic may be live. I will mute any microphones that carry any feedback or interruptions. If you're a caller that has been muted, you may unmute yourself by pressing *6. Please note, any person in the virtual meeting causing a disruption or being inappropriate will be removed from the meeting. If I may also remind those physically in attendance, please utilize microphones so that the virtual audience and a clear recording of the meeting is produced. Thank you. Mayor O'Connor?
Did we want to make sure Ken can talk? Is Ken on the line?
He is on the line. Ken, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
There we go.
Thank you, Ken.
Fantastic. All right, let's do the roll call.
Councilwoman Charlotte Leonard?
Present.
Councilwoman Julian Martinez?
Present.
Vice Mayor Greg Langowski?
Present.
Mayor John Paul O'Connor?
Present. Have a quorum. Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Be seated. Additions, deletions, or modifications to the agenda. I have one. Does the council have any? All right, so under quasi judicial, I need a motion to move A to move A to B and B to A. It's under the public hearing section. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Well, under public hearing, I only see A, so what am I missing?
B is on the bottom.
It's up next.
Next.
It's under quasi judicial.
Ah, perfect, yeah, so we need to swap A and B
Yes, sir. Under quasi judicial.
under quasi judicial. I need a motion to, like to entertain a motion to do that.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Motion by Vice Mayor Langowski, seconded by Councilwoman Leonard. Councilwoman Leonard?
Yes.
Councilman Martinez?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langowski?
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Your additional proclamation, we could just do under.
We'll do it now if you would approve the agenda as amended, please.
Sure, let's go ahead and I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Motion to approve the agenda as amended?
A second.
We'll call.
Motion by Councilman Martinez, seconded by Councilwoman Leonard. Councilman Martinez?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langowski.
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor.
Yes,
Councilwoman Leonard.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
fantastic. If there are no other additions or deletions, let's move forward to public comment. This section of the agenda allows for comments from the public to speak. Each speaker will be given a total of 3 minutes to comment. The public comment card should have been completed and returned to the city clerk. When you are called to speak, please go to the podium, unmute your device, and prior to addressing the council, state your name and address for the record. Do we have any public comments or requests?
Mayor received no public comment cards prior to the meeting. However, I will give the virtual audience a moment to raise their virtual hand or unmute their device stating their name and address. If you are a caller that has been muted, press *6 to speak. Please state your name and address. If you wish to make a comment, please raise your virtual hand or unmute your device by pressing *6 and state your name and address. You have 3 minutes. Mayor, we have no comments.
Let's move on with the consent agenda. This section of the agenda consists of routine or administrative items that require final approval by the council and may be approved in its entirety by a single motion. There will be no discussion of these items unless a council member requests such, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered on a future agenda. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion by Vice Mayor Langowski, seconded by Councilman Martinez. Vice Mayor Langowski,
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor,
Yes.
Councilwoman Leonard,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Presentations and proclamations. We have a discussion on a proclamation here, which is sponsored by our very own Councilwoman Leonard. This is for the very important celebration of Juneteenth. Let's talk about the proclamation so we can get it put on the agenda.
I think this is the one you're presenting tonight.
This is the actual proclamation.
Yes, the other I have.
Great. So let's get it
Have a-
proclaimed.
Have a motion to approve the proclamation.
We need a motion to move forward with the proclamation, and then I will proclaim.
Motion to approve proclamation Juneteenth.
Second.
Second.
Can I get a copy of the proclamation, please?
It's inside of your folder. Motion by Councilman Martinez, seconded by Councilwoman Leonard. Vice Mayor Langowski,
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor,
Absolutely.
Councilwoman Leonard,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0, excuse me.
Proclamation, Juneteenth, Independence Day. The Emancipation Proclamation was formally issued on January 1st, 1863, declaring enslaved Africans in the Confederate States of America were to be freed. The echo. Catherine, turn your.
Step outside and do it. Step outside. and do it.
Sorry. I'm gonna just start over again. This is too important not to restart. Proclamation, Juneteenth, Independence Day. Whereas the Emancipation Proclamation was formally issued on January 1st, 1863, declaring that enslaved Africans in the Confederate States of America were to be freed. And whereas news of the issuance of the Emancipation Proclamation was not immediately delivered to the most remote areas of the Confederate States of America, and news of the abolition of the enslavement of Africans was not delivered to all Confederate states until after the conclusion of the American Civil War. And all of the Confederate states received news of the end of the enslavement of African people on June 19th, 1865. June 19th, Juneteenth, a linguistic blend of the words of June and 19th, was adopted to commemorate this historical and pivotal date in American history. Whereas beginning on January 1st, 1980, several states and municipal governments in the United States have declared June 19th, Juneteenth, a legal holiday. Whereas June 19th, Juneteenth, is celebrated nationally and internationally to recognize the end of enslavement of Africans in the United States and to celebrate the culture and achievement of African Americans. And whereas today, millions of Americans of all races, creeds, religious, and ethnic backgrounds celebrate Juneteenth, which not only celebrates freedom, but also acknowledges the achievements of African Americans. And as celebrations continue to spread, we can all be reminded of the oft repeated maxim, until all are free, none are free. That highlights the manner of the end of slavery in the United States. Now, therefore, I, John Paul O'Connor, Mayor of the City of Westlake, Florida, in the state of Florida, on behalf of the City of Westlake, do hereby proclaim June 19th, 2023, in the City of Westlake as Juneteenth Independence Day. Yay. Sign it right now. Okay. Thank you. Let's go ahead while we're still, well, no, we'll do it under public comment then, because I should have added that during additions and modifications. Let's move forward to the public hearing. Quasi judicial, we're going to start with B as per the amended agenda. We have before us application MPA 2023-01, a request for approval for a master sign amendment to the Westlake Landings Commercial Plaza. City Attorney, please read the application, or let's go ahead and swear in any
Yes,
witnesses
sir.
first.
All those individuals could testify during the course of this public quasi judicial hearing, raise your hand and be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
I do.
And those people who are going to testify virtually, can we have representation on the record that you're sworn?
I am sworn. This is Don here.
And Gauser.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Perfect. P and Z, do we have a presentation?
Yes, we do.
Give me 1 second, please.
Oh, no problem.
It's on our personal screen.
Is it on your personal screen? It's not coming up at the top. I'm not sure why.
What, if you can see on your screen, that's extremely important.
We can see it.
Oh,
And I can see it
It
on
keeps
mine.
on-
as well.
Okay, there you go. I'm so sorry.
that's fine.
Hold on, let me see if you have the presenting role. Okay. You should be able to use the control.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Vice Mayor, council members. Nilsa Zacharias, Planning and Zoning Director for the City of Westlake. The presentation that is in front of you is for a master site plan amendment for Part H, Westlake Landing. Next, please. 1 second. Can we just do it manually there? Yeah. Let's just do manual.
Apologize for the technical difficulties, folks. We will let this show on the road. Toot toot.
On the screen of master plan.
Yeah, we
It's a
have the,
master plan.
We can see.
right, we have the next slide, it's just not coming up there.
So we can just, I can just.
You can
continue.
proceed.
Yeah, I'm on the second slide, on the first slide.
Okay, so we already passed the cover. Now is the next slide.
Mhm.
So the Westlake Landing Plaza, as shown on your slide, is located on Pad H. It's a 50.826 acres, a commercial plaza, and it's fronting the Seminole Platte Whitney Road. The next slide showing is with regard to the future land use and the zoning. We always like to include this map because it's the whole review is based on this, where is this located, this parcel, and what are the zoning and land use. The next slide is the when was originally approved this this site plan was approved June 14, 2021. So the Pad H was approved as a Property Owners Association, POA. So what is important is that every time, as you notice in this slide, there are a number of parcels from A to G. Every parcel has a specific type of uses and a specific type of square footage. So in 2021, when the council approved this master site plan, they approved all these parcels and approved these uses. However, every time that each of those parcels will have a specific building footprint and elevation and site plan, it will come in front of this council for the specific approvals. So this master site plan is for the overall Part H. So on the next slide is showing that there was a second amendment to the master site plan in November 2021. And that was an amendment just to reshape parcel B1 and B2 and parcels C and D. So the next slide is the next amendment was a third amendment that was approved by council on January 18, 2022. So every time, yeah, we are on to much further.
It's
On background, Second Amendment of Master
Yes.
Site Plan.
So, anyway, so basically the point is that every time that one of these parcels from A to G changes, it needs to have a master site plan amendment. So that's part of what we do as Planning and Zoning Board. So the one approval was on 2022, and it was about increasing the square footage of parcel G from 158,000 to 227,000. Let's talk about the proposed amendment. Next page. So this proposed amendment is with regard to parcel A2 that is there on a highlight there on the screen, on the on the slide, and parcel B. So parcel A2 is being reduced from 3,500 square feet to 2,500 square feet. It's the same use. As you notice, it's still, it will be still a fast food, but the footprint will be reduced. Just for clarification purpose, parcel A2 was not, the specific site plan was not yet approved by this council. When the applicant has those specific, it will come in front of you for a specific approval. So parcel B is being modified to eliminate 3,872 square feet restaurant in the north building and replace it with 2,572 square foot of a bank with a drive-through. If you notice, parcel B has two buildings, the north and the south. The north building is the one that being modified. The south building is not modified. It's not part of this modification. So the next slide is that just showing the access ways and the connecting sidewalks. Everything is the same as originally was approved in 2021. Then also, every time that is a modification is reviewed by fire safety, by Palm Beach County, and also we review landscaping, drainage, and traffic. In final remarks, we have reviewed this master site plan and we are recommending approval. The same night, right after this hearing, there will be the other hearing, the next hearing with regard to the specific changes to parcel B.
And just for clarification, your recommendation for approval is with no conditions, correct?
No conditions.
Thank you, ma'am.
Excellent. Does Mr. Herring have an applicant presentation?
I will forego my presentation and just say a few words. For the record, Donaldson Hearing here tonight on behalf of DKC Westlake Landings LLC. I think that Nielsa gave a very thorough report. As anytime any changes or uses change, it requires the update to them for the master plan to be consistent. And so what we're simply doing here in the master plan is reducing the square footage of parcel A by 1,000 square feet. And that is to provide for the appropriate amount of entitlement for us to modify parcel B to provide for 2,572 square feet of bank with drive-through. And so that is the purpose of this intent. Your staff has found this to be consistent with your code. And we respectfully request your approval of this master plan amendment.
Comments or questions from the council for either Mr. Herring or Mrs. Zacharias?
I have none.
And Mayor, if anybody had the opportunity to have an ex parte communication regarding this matter, now would be the time to announce it for the record.
I have not.
I have none.
Thank you.
Let's open up for public hearing. Do we have any comments from the public?
Mayor, I received no public comment cards prior to the meeting. However, I will give the virtual audience a moment to raise their virtual hand or unmute their device stating their name and address. If you are a caller that has been muted, you may press *6 to speak. Please state your name and address. If you wish to make a comment, please raise your virtual hand or unmute your device by pressing *6 and state your name and address. You have 3 minutes. Mayor, we have no comments.
There's no further comments. I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing. And if there's no further discussion, I'd like a motion to approve application NPA 2023-01.
Motion to approve application MPA 2023-01.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Motion by Councilman Martinez, seconded by Councilwoman Leonard. Mayor O'Connor? Councilwoman Leonard?
Yes.
Councilman Martinez?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langowski?
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
we've taken care of item B. Let's move forward to item A, which for the record, we're going to call SPM 2023 02. We have before us application SPM 2023 02, which is an application of DKC Westlake Landings LLC for a site plan modification for Shops of Westlake Landing. City Attorney,
Yes, sir. All those individuals that testify during the course of this public hearing, quasi judicial in nature, please raise your right hand and be sworn. Solemnly swear to tell the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
And those who are attending virtually,
I do.
okay, thank you, Don. You're confirming you're sworn.
do. Yes, sir, I'm
Thank you.
sworn.
I want to make one adjustment for the record. It's SPM 2023 01. Not MPA. So there was a differential there. They are both 01, but one's MPA, one's SPM. I initially said SPM 2023 02. It's actually the -01.
Mhm.
Geez. Let's go ahead and have a presentation from P and Z.
Thank you. Good evening. Osniel Leon for the record, planner, senior planner for the city of Westlake. Before you is a concurrent application with the application you just heard. It's a site plan modification to the Westlake landings, specifically parcel B. The applicant is requesting a site plan modification to modify the approved uses, specifically in the north building of parcel B. There are no changes proposed to the 7,065 square feet south building. Next slide. Again, the Pod H, parcel B, is located in approximately 3.5 acres with the future land use of downtown mixed use and a zoning district of mixed use. The site plan modification of parcel B of Pod H and the Westlake landings, which is approximately 50 acres of commercial plaza. And the next slide. This slide, it shows the application that you just, the next one.
Next one?
Yes. Okay, it looks like the screen is working now.
No,
No, you're not?
I'm on the, it's on the next one on the
Okay.
screens. There.
This is the application you just approved, where the master plan for this site was modified of A2 and parcel B to the proposed new square footage. And the approved site plan for parcel B contains 9,450 square feet on the north building and 7,065 square feet on the south building. Only the north building is being modified. The specific in Bay 5, the square footage is being increased, and most all the other retail bays also being interchanged on in regarding to the square footage, but the overall square foot of the whole building is not changing. It's continuing to stay the same. Next slide. So this was the approved as it is now, and the next slide contains the proposed modification, where you can see where the Bay 5, it's
It's on
the correct square footage now, with Bay 5 being 2,572, and Bay 1 through 4 also the square footage are changing, but again the total is staying the same.
It's not connecting.
Go to the next slide. It will show you the previously approved architectural elevations for the north building. And the applicant is proposing a minor change to the corner of the building where you can see the green elements, which pertains to the proposed tenant coming in, which is a TD Bank. As you can see, it's got the green architecture that's being proposed to change on that building only. The next slide, you'll have the access and connecting sidewalks. None of that is being changing, it's staying the same. And the proposed amendment complies with all applicable zoning code for mixed use. Again, we also look at the landscape for this change and drainage, fire safety and traffic, and staff recommends approval of the proposed amendment with no conditions.
Excellent. Any questions for Mr. Leon?
No questions.
Mr. Herring, you want to say a few words?
I will, in the interest of time and knowing that we've got some technological constraints, I won't do a full presentation, but again, Don Hearing here tonight on behalf of DK Westlake Landings LLC. And as Osmel pointed out, this is a change to the north building within parcel B. The building remains the same exact size at 9,450 square feet. We are simply modifying the southern tenant in Building B so that it will be a branch bank, and that will be a TD bank with a single drive-through. Square footage, as we discussed in the master plan previously, is 2,572 square feet. There are very minor changes to the architectural elevations, really simply to accommodate the canopy over the drive-through for the bank. Your staff has reviewed this as well as all the outside commenting agencies and has recommended approval. And we would request your approval this evening. And I believe in attendance today is Mr. Bob Bedard with Conover South and DK Westlake Landings LLC. So he's there in person to say hello to you today. So with that, we'll conclude and request your approval of our petition.
Thank you, Mr. Herring. Respectfully, I'm going to ask the council to disclose any ex parte communications they may have had. I've had none.
None?
I have one question for,
Sure.
just one question for the TD Bank with drive-through.
Mhm.
Have you all looked at if there's 5 or 10 cars? I'm not saying there's gonna be that many, but say there's 5 cars in
Yeah.
line. Will that
Yes,
be a problem?
yeah, that was looked at. We require per code to have a queuing requirement, so many cars. That has to meet code, and it is a requirement. So yes, that was looked at and it was approved by staff.
Okay.
It is consistent with our code.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Just for the record, notwithstanding the challenges you had with the presentation, the record's complete. You have it in your published agenda. It's before you. So your deliberations are not compromised by your IT technical glitches this evening.
So, yeah, we got to see everything, just not in the order in which it was.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
I followed along. We go ahead and open up this public hearing. And do we have any comments from the public?
May I receive no public comment cards prior to the meeting. However, I will give the virtual audience a moment to raise their virtual hand or unmute the device stating their name and address. If you are a caller that has been muted, you may press *6 to speak. Please state your name and address.
Hi, this is Alicia Torres. I live at 5847 Whippoorwill Circle. I'm just curious what the exterior ATM situation is of the TD Bank.
Yeah, at this point, this is Don Hearing for the record. At this point, I'm not aware of an exterior ATM being provided.
Thank you.
Great question, Lisa. I'm going to close the public hearing if there are no further comments.
Mayor, we have no further comments.
opposed? And can I have a motion to approve SPM 2023-01?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
We have a motion by Vice Mayor Langowski, seconded by Councilman Martinez. Councilwoman Leonard,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langowski.
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor,
Yes,
motion carries 4-0.
excellent. Moving on to the public hearing. We have before us second reading ordinance 2023-02, amendment of the city's comprehensive plan to update the 5-year community investment program. We have a staff presentation.
Mayor, if I can read the title for the record.
Sure, please read by title.
Ordinance by title only, an ordinance to City Council, City of Westlake, Florida, amending its city's comprehensive plan to update the 5-year community investment program included within the capital improvements element of the comprehensive plan, providing for codification, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Presentation by staff.
For the record, Osniel Leon, Senior Planner with the City of Westlake. This is the second reading for the capital improvements updates. This is pursuant to section 163.3177, 3B of the Florida statutes, which requires local governments to undertake an annual review of the capital improvements element to update the 5-year capital improvement schedule. There has been no changes from the first reading, and staff recommends approval of the update. Thank you.
Is there an applicant presentation?
This is city initiated.
Okay, so that should maybe be on my script there. Any comments from the council? Second reading. Do we have any comments from the public?
Mayor, I received no public comment cards prior to the meeting. However, I will give the virtual audience a moment to raise their virtual hand or unmute their device stating their name and address. If you are a caller that has been muted, you may press *6 to speak. Please state your name and address. If you wish to make a comment, please raise your virtual hand or unmute your device by pressing *6 and state your name and address. You have 3 minutes. Mayor, we have no comments.
And no further comments, I will close the public hearing and kindly ask for a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I motion to approve second reading of ordinance 2023-02, comprehensive plan amendment, capital improvements elements update.
Second.
I'm sorry, was that Martinez, the second? Oh,
Vice Mayor
sorry.
Langowski.
Motion by Councilwoman Leonard, seconded by Vice Mayor Langowski. Councilman Martinez?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langowski?
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor?
Yes,
Councilwoman Leonard?
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
thank you. This, we have before us resolution 2023-14, improvement in authorizing the mayor to execute the temporary use agreement between Minto PBLH LLC and the city of Westlake. City Attorney, please read by title.
Yes, sir. Resolution by title only, a resolution, City Council, City of Westlake, Florida, approving and authorizing the mayor to execute the temporary use agreement between Minto PBLH LLC and the City of Westlake, Florida, providing for conflict, severability, and effective date.
Thank you, council. Do you have any comments from the council?
Comment?
Being no further discussion, entertain a motion.
Motion to approve resolution 2023-14.
Motion by Councilman Martinez, seconded by Vice Mayor Langowski. Vice Mayor Langowski?
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor?
Yes,
Councilwoman Leonard?
Yes.
Councilman Martinez?
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
comments. Let's start. Councilwoman Leonard.
Good evening. And I would like to present or ask for approval of the council to adopt the proclamation on behalf of Habitat for Humanity, Greater Palm Beach County, and Weiss Construction Academy at Seminole Ridge High School, The month of June is National Home Ownership Month, and we would like to recognize the work that's being done by Weiss Construction Academy and Seminole Ridge High School. So the proclamation would be in recognition of home ownership and the program that they are developed or has developed over at the high school.
So we'd be making this proclamation in July.
Correct. Even though June is the month, but yes, so yes.
We'll proclaim it in July, better late than never. I'm all for it. I was actually at the loading of the home. It was their 10th home that they built for Habitat for Humanity. I'm sitting on the board,
Yes.
Councilman Leonard. And it was something. I mean, they rolled this house out in 4 or 5 quadrants, and I tell you, it narrowly escapes the bay doors by like a half an inch on each side. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to actually attend the installation of the home down in Riviera Beach, but you know, I got to poke my head all around in there, and it was really something. It's nice, nice house. with,
Yeah.
You know, stairs that come down from the attic, and I mean, it's a full blown home. that they
Yes.
Built in a school in Westlake
Right over there.
to
Yeah.
benefit people in need. So, you know, it's my opinion. That's a proclamation I will gladly make. And I hope that still agrees.
That's it. So, what do I do next? That is it.
Well, we need
City clerk will.
You have a
She will bring
consensus?
a board.
for-
We have a
So he has
consensus?
copy.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So the city clerk has a copy
Yep,
already?
and then we'll make that proclamation next month.
Yes. So I will invite Habitat and Weiss Construction and hopefully someone from the high school.
That would be
Okay.
fantastic.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Great one. Councilman Martinez.
No comments. Looking forward to Fourth Fest. And let's not forget that our next meeting has been rescheduled because of July 4th.
Right. What is the day right now?
July
The
11th.
The 11th.
Mhm.
Okay. Got it. July 11th. Okay, Councilwoman Valladon is not here. On a second. I don't think. Better do this now while we got while we got a quorum.
We didn't select that day
We
together.
did.
Second.
Tuesday, it's just the following Tuesday.
I'm gone until the 13th. So can we possibly move it to the following Tuesday?
I might not be here. I probably won't be here.
Sorry.
It was approved and noticed on the last meeting already for July 11th, and we do have enough for a quorum.
To you. Definitely not. On yet. Everybody else will be here, then,
Vice Mayor. Vice Mayor.
okay, great, all right, so we'll leave it as is. I can probably attend virtually. No.
Mhm.
I will take my moment to just thank all my colleagues for their leadership and thank Councilman Leonard for bringing forward the Juneteenth proclamation, because that is one I'm very, very happy to make. It's, I'm more than happy to do that. Staff reports.
Nothing to report, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. City Manager, I hope you're feeling better.
Yes,
I know
Mr.
you're on the
Mayor.
line.
Yes, I'm
Any
online.
updates or comments from you, sir?
I am doing much better. Wasn't expected, but I'm glad it was planned versus accidental. And right now projected to be back in South Florida on the 12th.
What was that one?
The 12th, next Monday.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well,
I have an appointment with the surgeon on Thursday and he'll let me know if I can travel, but I'm planning on being back on the 12th.
Certainly.
And I want to
appreciate
thank,
it.
and I want to thank the staff, all the Infomark staff, Tim, Zoe, the entire group, the attorney. I've been working about half days, but they have been stepped up and it's great to have a group of people that just make things happen behind the scenes. And it's fantastic to work with them.
Thank you so much, Ken. Well, we are definitely all praying for you, pulling for you. Appreciate you and we support you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see our new fire chief back there. Do you got anything for us? Was he gonna let you get away?
Good evening.
Good evening.
So just a couple things. As of June 1st, we were completely prepared for hurricane season. We did all of our hurricane checks and have all our additional supplies and had a meeting with the battalion command staff in anticipation for this upcoming hurricane season that started June 1st. We are looking forward to the 4th Fest. We have 29 scheduled to fly the flag for you all. And we will also have our reserves here to have a medical tent in case of any unexpected, who knows what, dehydration or skin knees or whatever may happen. And we always have Station 22 right there as well. So your calls for the month of May, were only 39 calls in the month of May, which is pretty good. 39 seconds overall dispatch handling time, 40 seconds return out time, 4 minutes and 42 seconds of travel time. And that gives us an average of 6 minutes and 2 seconds of response time. We did have an increase in fire alarms, and I think that's probably because of the weather. When there's a lot of thunderstorms in the air, we get a lot of fire alarms. So that's what I attribute that increase to. So any questions?
Those calls specifically in the Westlake borders, or I mean, if it's on the other side of Seminole, the other side of 60th, just outside Westlake, but you guys still respond?
Yeah, no, that was all Westlake's
Just
area,
Westlake.
just Westlake's area. Yes.
Great.
Yep.
So if we have a smoke detector that goes off, we can call you to come and.
The alarm system may call on its own.
No, I mean, it says fire, fire, it starts talking. We actually unplugged it, but we were wondering if we could call you because we're not sure. We couldn't get it to reconnect, but that's a whole thing.
Yes,
So-
you can. You can call at the time that it's happening. Obviously, you were not concerned that there was a hazard because you just unplugged it. But I don't know if what the weather was like outside or anything like that, or if the smoke detector has been reset and reinstalled. If it hasn't, we should probably take care of that for you because we want those to be operable. Okay. Okay. Any other?
Physical fire. Look for smoke before you unplug it.
I would have bought 2 extinguishers for sure. No.
And then
Yes, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Open up for public comments. Section of the agenda allows for comments from the public to speak. Each speaker will be given a total of 3 minutes to comment. A public comment card should be completed and returned to the city clerk. When you're called to speak, go to the podium, unmute your device, and prior to addressing the council, state your name and address for the record.
Mayor, we have a comment card from a Gary Werner.
Werner, please state your name and address for the record, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. Gary Werner, 16005 Key Biscayne Lane. It's in the Crestwood community. I have two things if I can share with the council. Number one, on the TD Bank project that you just approved, the virtual public comment inquired about any ATMs, and the response was that there was no known outside, but if you look at the plans, the drive-through shows it to be an ATM drive-through.
That's fantastic. I could be wrong. I think Alicia was asking about a walk-up ATM. What I think is unknown. But
Okay.
that doesn't mean that it's not gonna happen. It just means we don't know. I know we've got Mr. Bedard here. I think sorry. Just state your name and address for the record, if you could.
Bob Bedard, Conover South, 431 Fairway Drive, Deerfield Beach, Florida. Yes, there is a drive-up ATM on the side as the drive-through window. And at one time, they were talking about having a walk-up ATM within a vestibule of the bank. But I'm not sure if that made that into their final interior plans. They'll be presenting those to the city after this approval tonight.
Excellent. I look forward to seeing them. I actually been in a bunch of TD banks. My son loves the lollipops that they give out there. And that's usually how it goes, is you go into like an in-between lobby, and then they have the ATM.
Right.
And that's actually open 24 hours. You could get in with an ATM. If that's the case, so be it. I guess we'll find out when they
I
submit.
think that's what they have planned, but it's not definite yet.
Okay, great. Well, maybe you can. Urge the tenant along.
I'll try.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And thank you, Mr. Werner, for.
Yeah, that was just a point of clarification.
Sure.
The second item is, I don't know this firsthand, but I was just hearing in the community that yesterday there was an injury on the pickleball court. And what I heard is that the local EMF wasn't able to respond, so I don't know for what reason. And it came from an outside EMF, and they weren't familiar with the community, I guess, because they went to the front gate, the vehicle gate was down, and they had to wait for someone to come and open it. And if we can have the fire captain just look into that, because that's not something that we would want happening
Yeah,
often.
absolutely. I mean, I know that these gates have a couple different overrides in terms for the.
Right, but whether the outside EMF responding was aware of it, I don't know. And there's also
When
the
you say
second
outside, you're talking about Palm Beach County Fire, right?
from some other,
You're saying a different station other than
a
22
different
is what you're
station than
saying.
the local one.
Right, so we have a generic Knox box keys that we can get into any man gate.
I would
We
think
also
so
have
too.
We also use click to enter as well.
And there's also the rear entry that doesn't have any gates,
Yeah.
construction entry. So if we could just have the captain look into that and get back to us, because 20 minutes is kind of long.
Absolutely. I saw Chief take notes on it. Well, I'll get an answer for you at the next meeting, if not
Appreciate it.
before then.
Thanks.
Definitely. Yeah, I'd like to know what happened with that call also.
Yeah.
You gotta keep our pickleball players safe over there in Crestwood. Those are our guys. Any other public comment? Thank you, Mr. Warner.
Mayor, we received no other public comment cards.
Virtually?
Please, if you wish to make a comment, please raise your virtual hand or unmute your device by pressing *6 and state your name and address. You have 3 minutes. Mayor, we have no comments.
Okay, if there's no further business, I will adjourn the meeting at 6:53 PM.
Right?
Adjourn.
Thank you.
Kim.
That was so smooth.
Yeah.
Thank you, polite sir.
You are so welcome anytime.
We,